Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and today we're going to delve into another true crime story together. Joanna Rogers was born in Lubbock, Texas on June 25, 1987. By age 16, she was a junior at Lubbock High School, actively participating in theater, debate, dance, and student publications. On the night of May 4, 2004, Joanna mysteriously disappeared from her home around midnight. Despite the issuance of an Amber Alert, she could not be found. Her mother, Kathy, reported that Joanna's favorite coat, wallet, car keys, and phone were left in her bedroom. 3 weeks after her disappearance, over 700 volunteers searched for Joanna, but no trace of her was discovered. As her 17th birthday approached, her parents remained in the dark about her fate. Investigators later uncovered online chats between Joanna and a man named Rosendo Rodriguez. However, attempts to interview Rodriguez were thwarted, as he was away on military training, causing his name to fall to the bottom of the investigation list. Over a year later, on September 13, 2005, workers at the Lubbock City landfill found a new suitcase with a plastic tag on the handle. Inside, they discovered the body of a young woman, folded into a fetal position. Identified by a tattoo on her ankle reading Summer, she was determined to have died about 24 hours prior, having been sexually assaulted and subjected to multiple blunt force traumas and attempted strangulation. She was also 5 weeks pregnant, making the case a capital murder. Pathologists concluded that she died of positional asphyxiation, as she was alive when placed in the suitcase. The victim was identified as 29-year-old Summer Baldwin, a mother of 4 from Tacoma, Washington, who had turned to support a drug addiction. A small tag with a UPC number inside the suitcase led detectives to Walmart, where surveillance footage showed the purchases. One buyer, a Hispanic man with a close-cut hairstyle, wearing a green shirt, used a debit card, which along with his red full-size pickup truck, helped identify him as Rosendo Rodriguez. He was in Lubbock for Marine Corps Reserve training and stayed at a hotel near where Summer was last seen. Rodriguez was arrested at his parents' home in San Antonio, Texas, after police recovered the shirt he wore in the Walmart video in his laptop. A forensic search of his computer revealed searches related to Summer and Joanna. He had spoken with Joanna twice on the night she went missing, and never contacted her again afterward. Rodriguez initially claimed self-defense, stating that Summer had threatened him with a knife after consensual. However, his calm demeanor in the Walmart footage and the lack of defensive wounds contradicted his story. A search of his hotel room, which had not yet been cleaned, revealed blood traces matching Summer's DNA and a pair of used latex gloves containing Rodriguez's DNA inside and Summer's DNA outside. Further investigation showed that Rodriguez had returned to his room around 3:50 a.m., shortly after purchasing the suitcase. Witnesses reported seeing Summer with a Hispanic man driving a red pickup truck around midnight that same night. Rodriguez's keycard records confirmed his presence in the room during critical times. Rodriguez's attorney later surrendered 2 knives belonging to Summer and indicated that Rodriguez wanted to speak with investigators. He reiterated his self-defense claim, but his story did not align with the evidence, particularly the prolonged time required to strangle someone. The investigator couldn't stop thinking about Joanna's disappearance 2 years earlier. Rodriguez's name had surfaced during the investigation because he had been chatting with Joanna online. When police searched his computer, they found he was the last person to chat with her before she went missing. Authorities suspected Rodriguez's involvement and offered him a deal. If he revealed what happened to Joanna, they would waive the death penalty in his capital murder case. Rodriguez accepted the deal, and in a taped confession admitted to meeting Joanna early on May 4, 2004, for consensual. He claimed Joanna revealed she was 16 and threatened to blackmail him, possibly demanding money. Rodriguez said a fight ensued, and he killed her in self-defense. He then described placing her body in a suitcase and disposing of it in a dumpster. Using landfill records, detectives identified the approximate area where Joanna's body might be. The search area spanned several football fields with nearly 3 years of accumulated garbage. It was like finding a needle in a haystack. For over 2 months, search teams combed the landfill in high temperatures, wearing protective suits and taking preventive health measures. Sheriff and victim advocate secured a $100,000 grant from the governor's office to fund the search. On the final day of the search, Rodriguez withdrew his plea deal, prompting the state to seek the death penalty. Coincidentally, that same day, another black suitcase was found containing Joanna's remains. Despite being a highly intelligent, college-educated Marine, Rodriguez claimed he did not understand the proceedings and refused to plead guilty. Consequently, the prosecutor withdrew the plea deal and filed for the death penalty. In 2008, during the trial for Summer's murder, the prosecutor had to convince the jury that one could indeed sexually assault a and that the defendant didn't need to know the victim was pregnant to be convicted of murdering the unborn fetus. It was the first time the jury, Rodriguez, and his attorney heard that Summer was still alive when placed in the suitcase. This fact undermined his self-defense claim, given his calm demeanor in Walmart and lack of defensive wounds from the alleged knife fight. Several women testified during the trial, recounting how Rodriguez had sexually assaulted them in the past. His first high school girlfriend and other women from his time at Texas Tech shared similar stories of violent assaults, despite their pleas for him to stop. They had not reported these incidents out of fear. Rodriguez had a knack for choosing victims who wouldn't report his crimes. Detectives had recovered text messages and photos from Rodriguez's phone. One significant photo shown to the jury was a selfie of Rodriguez in mirrored sunglasses, smiling and wearing the same green shirt from the Walmart video. This picture was taken the day after he killed Summer, revealing his true character. The media dubbed him the Suitcase Killer for his method of disposing of victims. The prosecution was prohibited from presenting Rodriguez's confession regarding Joanna's murder due to a flawed law that deemed his statement involuntary, since it was part of a plea agreement. Even though Rodriguez backed out of the plea, the confession remained inadmissible. Despite this setback, the jury returned a guilty verdict after a short deliberation. Rodriguez's execution was scheduled for March 27, 2018, one day after his 38th birthday. In his final moments, he protested against the death penalty, urging a boycott of Texas businesses until the state abolished capital punishment. After several minutes of ranting, Rodriguez was injected with pentobarbital and died 22 minutes later. To this day, it's uncertain if there are other victims, but one thing is clear: Rodriguez will never harm another soul again. Thank you for watching, everyone. What do you think of today's story? Write your opinion about this case. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on new stories from around the world. See you soon. Take care.